Hi, I'm Mark. Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. I'm going to take you for a walk around our 2008 model Toyota Land Cruiser Prado GX wagon today. We'll kick off at the front of the car. You notice it is fitted with an ECB bull bar. We do have LED parkers and indicators in the actual bull bar itself. The presentation for a 2008, have a look at the bonnet. Apart from a couple of really minor little stone chips, in really good order for its age. And as we scan around down to the driver's side of the car, once again finished in grey, the Duco presents really well. Having a good look at it from where I stand here, struggle to find many marks, a couple of minor little blemishes there, but overall in really good order. Factory fitted steel wheels, the tyres are relatively new, plenty of tread on the tyres, fitted with side step standard. You notice the chrome exterior mirrors, the chrome badging for the diesel, which we'll chat about a little bit later. I think they've had a slight tint on the windows. Also, you do notice it's fitted with Rhino roof racks as well, so they've got the full 3 racks. As you can gather, the previous owners spent a fair bit of money on this car. As we scan down around to the tailgate area, a couple of important things to note. Obviously our spare wheel cover, genuine. Have fitted an additional reverse light in the rear bumper bar there. Also fitted with genuine Toyota tow pack, so 2.5 tonne towing, and it is the genuine bar as well. Once again, just touching on the actual condition of the exterior, in really good order. Minor little blemish there on the tailgate, but overall in stunning order. We'll move down the passenger side now. Just notice the, once again, factory badging, 3 litre turbo intercooled motor, which we'll go through shortly. You know, if I want to be really critical, a couple of minor little scratches there. One near the door handle, probably from the missus' ring, wedding ring, engagement ring, whatever. But overall, I think, and I'm really trying to search for blemishes on this car, but no, the exterior of the car in really good order actually. You know, considering we're looking at a 2008 model and the condition you've just seen as we scan around the outside of the car, really impressed. So we'll move under the bonnet of the Prado now. A lot of impressive stats to have a chat about. As I mentioned earlier, powered by a 3 litre turbo intercooled motor. It's going to deliver you some great performance, this car. 127 kilowatts of power, 410 Newton meters of torque, and at the same time giving you 9.3 litres combined per 100 Ks. Now, really important to know with the Prado, long range fuel tanks, 180 litre capacity. So you're going to actually get, I think, in excess of 1900 kilometres to a tank of fuel. So, you know, once your fuel are up, you're off for a drive, and a really long one. Another important thing to note while we're in the engine bay is fitted with dual battery system. So they're set up ready to go. Ready to go. That's why we put that banner on the windscreens, I reckon. Fill it with fuel and you're ready to go around Australia. Okay, so we come back around to the tailgate now. A nice wide opening tailgate. We can just lock that lever into position so it doesn't actually close on you if you're on an incline like we are now. I've set this up earlier just to show you the flexibility in the back of the car. If we're not utilising the 3rd row seats, and you notice in the Prado, single seats that fold up out of your way. So a really versatile setup. Really easy to remove those seats if you're not looking like using them. Just a couple of bolts on either side and out they come. Notice also with the 2nd row seats, I've actually taken the liberty of popping the left-hand one up out of position. You notice a little red lever on that rod which actually locks that into position. Once again, a safety factor, but makes your access into the rear of the car really simple. I'll just skip in front of the camera back around to this side now. Just a simple matter. We've already released it. No, we haven't. We have a little bit of a logistical issue here. There we go. Just lock it back into position, and then just our lever on the side there, just to bring it back up into the upright position. So very, very simple setup, as long as Mark actually uses the lock release. And then once again, we can pop those seats back into position if need be. Just a simple matter of releasing them. Well, it was earlier, but I'm struggling a little. I didn't have my Wheaties. So we throw our keys away. So here we are, back on board. Now we've had a little bit of practice. Simple matter of just pulling that lever, release the little lever and pull the seat down. We're getting there. Yeah, we've had practice. Not, there we go. And then just pull the seat back up into position, drop that away, drop it back down into position. We just forgot to pop this little baby out. Hey, this would be good for the blooper reel, this one. I know cars. And there we go. So that is a simple operation if you're actually doing it properly. Whilst we're in here now, you notice some little compartments there. As I mentioned, that releases the actual seat itself. So if you want to remove it completely from the car, simple matter of just utilising that little compartment there. All right, at least I got that right, putting the cover back. Only other thing I'll touch on, just in the tailgate itself, a little storage compartment there. You do also have an internal handle if you want the kids to come out the back way. And if we just open up this little cavity here, it was a little bit difficult for me earlier, this one. There's our full toolkit as well, factory toolkit. So I've got all the goodies we need there. You would have also noticed the tow bar tongue's actually inside the car. We don't leave them on the vehicle when they're out on the dealership. Purely a matter of so they don't get stolen and I don't break my leg. So here we are on the interior of the Prado now, and we'll continue after our third row seat debacle. Starting on the driver's armrest, we've got all of our switches for our power windows, a manual lock and unlock button for the doors, and then moving forward directly below the air conditioning vent, we've got our controls for our exterior mirrors. There's also an idle up button which just assists us on a cold morning, just helps the engine actually rev at higher revs just as it's warming up. Illumination knob for our illumination for our lights on our dashboard at night time. Bringing the steering wheel back to centre now. We do have audio controls on our left hand side, and just down on our right hand side, factory cruise control settings as well. There is a lever here just to adjust our steering wheel up and down. Just set ourselves up so we can see our dash. Now you also notice there is a second start button here. Basically this feature enables us to start the car. It will automatically select second in your transmission. So ideal to use it when we're in either ice, sand or snow or mud. Now we'll move into the centre console section here. Fairly straightforward. CD player, MP3 compatibility. You notice we do have an auxiliary input there as well. Just up above, standard digital clock does read our outside temperature, and we do have air conditioning running on fan speed 3, but listen to how quiet it is in the cabin. Really good. So your heating and cooling, once again, fairly standard. Is fitted with an ashtray before the era of ashtrays disappeared. You notice it's never been used. Also look at the cigarette lighter, never been used either. Very important. We do have a 12 volt outlet down the bottom here, and when we move into our transmission, we've got our just our normal auto, and then obviously our four-wheel drive function there as well. Handbrake is standard to our right hand side of the T-bar, and then we do have our console here, quite a large console, a lot of storage in there. Also, another important feature to note, you can actually just pull this lever here, and you notice the lid slides forward, just for comfort on those long trips. And obviously, as we know from earlier, you can do a very long trip in this car. Having a look at the interior, being a 2008 model, fairly important to take a really close look at the interior. The seats, the carpets, just for the age of this car, you look at the quality of the interior, it just tells you, you know what, this has been maintained that well. It's incredible. You know, I'm looking at the passenger seat in the front here and it's like new. Really impressive. Which brings us to our service books. So let's just have a look at what this car's been doing so far in its life. Privately owned car. Bought originally from a Toyota dealer in Camberwell, and you look at this service history, every service from new, if I can flick the pages properly, reminds me a bit of that seat in the back of the car. every 10,000 Ks, all the way through. Super impressive service history. You know, once again, as I mentioned earlier, comes back to the previous owner, a real credit to the way this car's been looked after. You know, as far as looking at an example of a Prado, this is a car that you can confidently say to yourself with all the peace of mind in the world, it's going to do everything you want it to do, and it's been looked after absolutely perfectly. So in summary, we'll just touch on a few really important points. This Prado, 9.3 litres per 100 Ks, 180 litre fuel tank. So expect in excess of 1,900 kilometres to a tank of fuel, 127 kilowatts of power, 410 Newton metres of torque. 2.5 tonne towing, fitted with the bull bar, fitted with the roof racks, really good tyres, super impressive service history. A lot to like about one of the better examples you're going to see. One important thing we didn't touch on earlier is fitted with a brake controller as well. It was probably a little bit hidden because they've mounted it really flush down on the bottom of the steering column. So, you know, pretty much as I said earlier, the previous owners spent a fair bit of money on this car. If you've got any further questions, feel free to give us a call, 9907 0555. Na 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 na.